doing a video a bit different today. I'm going to be doing a kind of transfer kind of roundup of everything that's happened in the past, I don't know, week or so. Because we've had a few signings in, one signing out obviously, and I'm going to do it slightly differently where we're at East End Park when you walk around the stadium, and do bits here and there talking about the new arrivals and also that departure that happened as well. So enjoy the video. One thing I will ask though, 50 likes on this video. I'm trying to hit a decent amount of likes on most of the majority of videos going forward now. So 50 likes is what I'm going to ask for. It'll pop up on the screen throughout the video just to give you a wee reminder that 50 likes is the target. 50 likes is kind of the precedent that will set for the majority of videos, like the average type of amount. And I think it's doable by you because I know that the videos get a decent amount of views to get that amount of likes. So if you can do, please hit that like button. It's free, it only takes about a second of your life to do it. And it causes no harm to you, and it makes me feel 10 times better when I see these videos and I see that they're appreciated by the people watching. So if you can do, please hit the like button and do your thing. So obviously the first thing that happened this week was Jackson Longridge to leave the club, and it was met with disappointment I suppose, because at the end of the day he was one of our better performers last season, but ultimately you can't really stand in a guy's way, especially when we're running with the club model we've got now, where we want to sell our best talent if we give them the opportunity to flourish at East End Park. And we gave Jackson that opportunity. He chose to come down a level after he got promoted with Livingston to come and play with us, and he was here for a year, did us well in the time he was here, and is moving on to better things with Bradford. There's no doubt that it's an opportunity at a bigger club, and one that he probably couldn't have turned down, and we certainly couldn't have stood in his way. So albeit it's tinged with a bit of sadness because, as I said, he was one of our better players, I think we'll get over it eventually because we just have to. It's the club model we're going with. And even though Lewis Martin might not be the best option in terms of replacing Jackson Longridge, it's not exactly a like-for-like replacement in terms of the type of player he is, there's no doubt that it's a good opportunity for Lewis to finally cement his place in the first team at Dunfermline. Well, here's an area at East End Park that I've literally never been to in my life, I'm pretty sure, the East Stand. I'm never walking round East End Park often enough, but obviously I'm never coming in via the away end. So I'll take this opportunity to talk about the next thing that happened in the week, and that was Ewan Murray joining in from Raith Rovers, or the B team, as we like to put it. And it was certainly interesting to see the whole reaction to it happening online, because quite a controversial one, obviously, changing from Raith Rovers to Dunfermline or Dunfermline to Raith Rovers. It happens relatively late. Camera malfunction there. But anyway, it's always interesting to kind of see the reaction to it, and it does happen relatively often in modern football. There's not as much loyalty in it anymore, and quite quickly changed his Twitter bio into Dunfermline Athletic FC from Raith Rovers FC. And I don't think he has much love for the Raith Rovers fans anymore, considering some of the stuff that was put on Twitter about him, which some of it wasn't always great to see, but a lot of it was a good laugh for us to read. And unfortunately there's Raith Rovers fans that's going to be watching this video and support me and stuff, and I thank you for that side of it, but I'm not going to say that I'm disappointed for you losing one of your best players, because at the end of the day I hope he benefits us, and I think it's a good signing. I think Ewan Murray will probably benefit the back line, because I think he was definitely a commanding centre-half, a commanding defender, and one that is pretty much highly rated because he was being chased by 4 other clubs, including a team from down south as well. So players that are getting chased by clubs all over the UK sort of thing, although it was only 5 clubs, but you know what I mean. It's good that we were able to win that race and pay the fee that we wanted to pay. Obviously we had 2 bids rejected, and then eventually a third was actually accepted. So really good sort of purchase for us, and it shows intent that we were able to go out and get the target that we wanted, because it was clearly one we wanted if we put in 3 bids before we even got him. But I'm really pleased with that sort of signing, and we definitely had to kind of spruce up the defence and bring in new recruits, because it wasn't horrendous last season, but it definitely wasn't great either. So hopefully the addition of Ewan Murray can improve that defence. different views for you there. Quite a few holes in this side stand, the northwest, so you were able to get a few wee different views that you might not usually get. So I've certainly never seen them before, because again, it's an area of the stand or the stadium that I'm never even near, because I sit in the norrie. As we stand outside the entrance to the northwest stand, we'll bring it on to Kevin Nisbet, another new arrival this week, and another one from the glorious wee team. 35 goals last season for Wraithrowers in all competitions, was the SPFL Tartan Ball winner, and obviously scored a bag load of goals, as I said, and that was the main thing that made us bring Kevin Nisbet in, to be honest, because obviously last season he ended up scoring more goals in all competitions than Dunfermline scored in the league, I believe. I think we only scored about 33 or 34, and he scored 35 in all competitions, so I mean, it's not exactly a great stat to be bringing up, but at the end of the day, it's exactly what we need, and hopefully he can translate that into championship goals as well, and goals at a higher level, because playing at League One, obviously we've had about, I think there's a stat that we've had about 6 of the last 7 League One top scorers at Dunfermline at some point in their career, and I believe that includes players like Faisal, Nicky Clark, players like that, and obviously none of them are really, apart from Nicky Clark, in terms of when players have came here, they've not exactly translated that into goals at a higher level, especially Faisal last season, of course, as he was part of that team that only scored 30 league goals, or 33 or whatever it was. So obviously the hope with Kevin Nisbet is that he can come in and properly give us a good goal threat up front. He's definitely a bit more physical than some of the strikers we had last season, albeit he's not an out-and-out target man or anything like that. I hope that he's just one of those poacher instinct strikers that we can try and get the best out of, and hopefully, as I said, it works out for both parties, because he's on a 2-year deal and he's going to be here for a decent section of the next couple of years, of course, with that deal being signed, and I just hope that it all starts off well for him, because if it doesn't, albeit the fans will get behind this team because they know it's a young group of players and we need to get behind them because it's the only way it's going to turn out positive for us. But if he doesn't start scoring the goals, then we'll just feel like it's a bit like it has been last season. So hopefully he can start off well in the sort of Betfred group games and the friendlies and stuff like that, and then kick on in the league, and as I said, translate the goals that he scored in League One into a Scottish Championship goal scorer as well, because that would be the best for him, because then he might end up being like a Jackson Longridge and getting a move elsewhere in the future. It's a tricky one with Kevin Nisbet. You don't know what's going to happen with him because of the track record that most of the Scottish League One top scorers have had, especially when coming to Dunfermline, but hopefully Kevin Nisbet can break the mould and be a bit more like Nicky Clark and less like Faisal El-Baktoui. And we're back where we started. Obviously, the only other thing that happened this week was Jason Dair coming into the club. No, Ben, no it wasn't. Paul Paton joined the club, of course, and my opinion on the signing, it's a bit of an iffy one, of course. It's not exactly the signing that you would have expected us to make. Even in terms of an experienced head in the team, you wouldn't have expected maybe that to be the player that we'd went for, but we have. And Stevie Crawford seems happy with the signing, and he seems happy to be linking up with a player like Paul Paton, who he knows can have an impact on the pitch regardless of the quality of the player. He knows he can have a decent enough impact on the pitch and also off the pitch as well, with the experience that he gives to the team. He's been captain at Dundee United, and he's also played at Premiership level with St Johnstone. Of course, he played with Falkirk last season, wasn't exactly great and got relegated with them, but I think overall it's a positive move by us, and it shows that we're at least trying to bring in the right types of players. Stevie Crawford's happy with the signing. He's happy to bring in Paul Paton into the group of players that we've got. We'll need to just see how this one goes. Hopefully Paul Paton can bring a lot on the pitch but a lot off of it as well, and just bring that kind of group together. It's a lot of young players in the one group, so hopefully Paul Paton can do that for us. Now, Ben, you can talk about Jason Dair. Another ex-Wraithrowers man who actually scored one of their first European goal. So I'm pretty sure Wraithrowers fans love being called the B team, especially the ones that watch these videos. So If you're here and still watching, lads, let me know what you think of that name, eh? But Jason Dair coming into the club, it's nice to get another sort of, I suppose, Dunfermline man in. Stevie Crawford knows him well, and it's just good to finally get the management team sorted, because obviously Callum Davidson left the club at the end of the season last season and we wanted to get a replacement in. It's took a bit of time to get it sorted, but hopefully Jason Dair's the right man to come in and have a good blend of different experiences with Greg Shields and Stevie Crawford. And I need to see how it all works out when games come around and stuff like that. Don't know if we'll really notice much of a difference in the grand scheme of things until that happens, so good that Jason Dair's came in, and let's just see what happens from now on. But that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it and you did enjoy this sort of different type of video outside East End Park, then let me know, because I might do it again sometime. But like this video if you did enjoy it. As I said, 50 likes, that is the main target for these videos now, so if you did enjoy it, please give it a like. Comment down below your thoughts on the signings or the departure of Jackson Longridge as well, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, which will be a video tomorrow regarding me going away on holiday for the next week, until that video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.